What's good, fam? It's your girl, Leslie Lesejo, and welcome back to the Realest Recap. Now, before we dive in, I have to remind you 99.4% of you are watching and you are not subscribed. Imagine watching this hot tea every week and not subscribing. Come on now, click that button. Let's grow this tribe together. Alright, let's get into Izingane Zes'thembu episode 9 because I'm not stressed, but this one, drama is served hot. Soft launch yama newlywed kesana. They are newly married, but the vibes are lukewarm. Mpumelelo calls Amahle a semi-makoti. Aike guys. Amahle is losing at the bowling and in love too, it seems. Mpumelelo admits he's been the cause of the fights between the two women. Finally, accountability lied. Even though it's a little bit of an accountability, but it's still accountability at the end of the day. He's not asking for love between Amahle and Tirelo, just peace and respect. Amahle says she hears him, but tells him straight, we are not gonna force vibes here. In her confessionals, Amahle makes it clear she can't stand Tirelo. Yo guys, this is becoming worse and worse. Imagine at your 22-year-old, at your prime years, you are dealing with Abumpumelelo. Yo, Amahle, love yourself, my love. So here's the question for you guys. Would you try to get along with someone who constantly disrespected you just for the sake of marriage? Let me know what you think down below. Abo's content queen era is peaking. She films a video invite for her siblings to visit her in Joburg. She says they need to stop staring at the cows and mountains. She wants them to see concrete and chaos. Mpilo confirms first, then Mpumelelo, then Lwandle. I was already worried if Mpumelelo will bring the whole harem or just one makoti. She says last year's Joburg trip was a train wreck, so she's praying for peace. Mpumelelo says as long as no one says siya pretandana, we are good. Now here's the question. Would you RSVP to a Joburg sibling trip knowing unresolved drama might fly with you on the plane? Let me know what you think down below. Phew. So imagine this. You are Amahle. You think you are going on a cute date with your new hubby. Maybe sip something very soft. Talk sweet. But suddenly, boom, surprise. Mr. Mseleku is at the table waiting. The father-in-law Kesana, the OG polygamist, the one whose words shake the room. Amahle shooketh. She tells us in her confessionals she wasn't ready. She's trying to calm herself down, but you can tell she's rattled. Mr. Mseleku doesn't waste time. He goes straight in, as you all know him. First question, what are your intentions with my son? Did he tell you that he wants to live like me, with multiple wives? How do you feel about that? Amahle says she doesn't have a problem with it. She's trying to stay composed. But when Mr. Mseleku asks, did he tell you about the other woman, about Tirelo? Amahle says yes, she knows her. And then the room shifts because then he says, do you know that Tirelo was supposed to be the first wife? Amahle's face changes. She pauses, hesitates, then says something chilling. Mpumelelo doesn't tell me things. This is the first time hearing this from you. Right there is the danger. That's the problem. Not the polygamy, not the titles. It's the secrecy. That is where the danger is. Mr. Mseleku says Mpumelelo told him everything, including that Tirelo would be the first wife and Amahle the second. He turns to his son like, so why didn't you tell her? Then Mpumelelo tries to cover his tracks, turns to Amahle and asks her if she'd have a problem with being second. The audacity! After not telling her up front, Amahle doesn't even answer. She's quiet. And in her confessionals, she's honest. She's confused. She doesn't understand what's happening or why it's being dumped on her like this. She thought she was marrying a man building with her, but now it's clear there's a whole secret structure behind her back. She finally responds, "If you wanted me to be the second wife, you should have paid lobola for her first and me second. But you didn't. You paid for me first. Now you're saying she's number one?" She's not being petty. She's pointing out how this man is creating confusion himself. Then Mr. Mseleku asks the big question. Who is our number one then? Mpumelelo says it's Amahle. Yo guys, cue awkward silence. Even I felt it through the screen. But then his dad warns him straight up. If Amahle becomes Mamkhulu, it's going to be war in the homestead. Tirelo has been there longer, and now with her family refusing lobola negotiations, it's messy. The whole family structure is unstable. Then Mr. Mseleku says something that had me frozen. If we don't make Tirelo Mamkhulu and instead give the title to you, Amahle, it will make your life unbearable. Amahle just sits there taking it all in, trying to stay strong, but in her confessional, she lets it all out. She wishes someone had just been honest with her, that this entire thing was explained properly. But she's starting to see the side of Mpumelelo she didn't expect. Then things get tense. Mr. Mseleku tells Mpumelelo he needs to put his head together with his father and sort this out. He even tells the waitress to remove Amahle from the table so that they can speak. Amahle walks away confused. Mpumelelo tells his dad that the issue of titles is tearing this relationship apart. Tirelo is threatening to remain a girlfriend if she's not Mamkhulu, and Amahle is upset because she feels lied to. Mr. Mseleku, he says it's deja vu, history repeating itself. The same chaos he faced when building his own polygamous home is now playing out in his son's life. Eventually, Amahle is called back. Mpumelelo tells her to relax. That talk wasn't about you. Amahle looks checked out. In her confessional, she says, "This just shows me a different side of him, and it's a side I don't like." They leave, but the tension still hanging in the air. Now to the question, if you were Amahle, would you stay after finding out you were lied to about your possession and only hearing the truth in front of your father-in-law? Or would that be your breaking point? Guys, there's a lot going on here. And the fact that Mpumelelo is so comfortable with just saying everything in front of his father. They talk about everything with his father, but he never tells the people that he's building with what the problem really is. Mpumelelo, I want to believe that Mpumelelo wants to do the right thing, get married, build a family, and all that. But please, do it respectfully and honestly. Tennis turned therapy session. After a few swings, Mpumelelo confronts Tirelo. "Why did you report me to my dad and Amahle?" Tirelo fires back, says he's changed, doesn't listen, and even his mom suggested she speaks to his father. She felt disrespected when Amahle showed up unannounced, and she tells him straight, "Were you trying to show off your authority by embarrassing me in front of your girlfriend?" Mpumelelo says he doesn't understand her anymore. The relationship feels hostile, and in his mind, Tirelo thought she would always be the one. Now that narrative is cracking. So here's the question, guys. Is Tirelo fighting for love or for the position of the first wife? The same position that she was laughing at Vuyokasi for fighting for. She's fighting for the same position. Yo guys, life is very strange, eh? Yeah, life is very strange. It will show you flame. So don't laugh at other kids because you don't know the color of tomorrow. Yo fam, let me just take a sip of imaginary ginger tea because this episode, it had me stressed, then laughing, then back to side-eyeing everyone again. Let's start with Mpumelelo. My guy thinks marriage is like assembling furniture without reading the instructions. You can't just go around saying you want peace in your homestead but avoid the hard conversations. That would actually create peace. No leadership, no accountability, just vibes and confusion. He admits he's the cause of drama. Okay, cool, growth. But then he wants the women to just magically get along. My brother, this is not a team building workshop. These are people with real emotions, deep hurts, and unspoken expectations. And let's not even lie. The whole Amahle is my wife, but I'm calling her semi makoti nonsense. Please. That's the kind of soft manipulation that makes you question if the man even knows what he's doing. Now Amahle, yo, I feel for her deeply. You can see she walked into this thing with a hopeful heart. But now she's finding out things from her father in law that her husband should have told her. That's betrayal, not just poor communication. And you know what hurts most? She's so calm, so composed. She doesn't cry or scream, but you can see in her eyes. She's carrying confusion, disappointment she didn't even sign up for. She's not stupid, she sees the mess, but she's also trying to be respectful. And what does she get in return? Half truths, title games, and a side of silent gaslighting. That's not love. That's psychological warfare, shame. And then Tirelo. Hi, this one. She's fighting for something she thought she had secured. And now that Amahle has been introduced as wife number one, it's threatening her position. And baby, it's showing. Here's the thing, Tirolo is not entirely wrong. She's been there. She thought this was forever. She thought she was the final stop, and Amahle was just a detour. So when the roles flipped, it made her bitter, and rightfully so. But that tone, that constant anger, that disrespectful energy, it's not helping her case. If anything, it's pushing Mpumelelo away more. She's trying to prove her value by being the loudest voice in the room. But sometimes silence makes a stronger point. Tirelo is hurting, but she's also doing too much. She needs healing, not hierarchy. Mr. Mseleku, now this is how you enter a scene and own it. Sir came in like a Judge Judy, shut down the entire fantasy. He said, let me get clarity and expose every lie along the way. And for that, I respect him. He didn't baby his son. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He told Amahle the truth Mpumelelo didn't have the guts to say. And then he told her what the consequences of being Mamkhulu really mean. Because listen, that title, it comes with pressure, jealousy, tension, and resentment. But also, it was a bit unfair. That conversation should have happened in private, not at a restaurant while she was still chewing on the starter. Like, can the girl enjoy her wings in peace first? Final thoughts? This marriage is messy because Mpumelelo is trying to build a polygamous family with monogamous skills. He doesn't understand the emotional labor it takes to keep multiple women happy. And instead of being upfront, he's hoping things just fall into place. And nothing falls into place in polygamy. You have to place it deliberately, honestly, with intention. And these women, they deserve better. All of them. Amahle deserves honesty, Tirelo deserves peace, and even Mpilo and Lwandle deserve to not be dragged into side drama every time there's a trip. Right now, no one is winning. And that's it from me on Leslie's Realest Thoughts. If you felt that, drop a fire emoji in the comments and tell me your realest thought from this episode. Are you seeing red flags too? Are you still holding on to hope for this family? Let me know down below. Now, my realist, if you made it this far, you're the realest of the real ones. Nyabonga for always watching and vibing with me. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your people, and drop a comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts on Amahle, Tirelo, and the position chaos. Let's talk. Until next time, stay soft, stay real, and goodbye. The Realest Recap way. Bye.